Okay, this is the second time I'm doing this video because the first one apparently won't upload. I keep getting an error 090. I don't think I've seen that one before. So I'm going to try and redo the video because I tried uploading that twice. So I'm going to see if I get better luck just redoing the video. Okay, as the title will indicate, I am talking about Randy Couture's resignation from the UFC and responding to Chase's video about that. Alright, the reasons as I understand it, and these are from Randy's mouth, there may be more, these may be lies, but I'm going to take what Randy says to be closer to the truth than most other sources. First up, money is a bit of an issue. He's being told he's the second highest paid guy in the business. Possibly, I think they mean just the UFC, because K1 I think probably has some of the higher paid guys, but I think they overpay. And Randy kind of figured out that it's bullshit. Second, he wanted to fight Fedor. Of course, Fedor signed without M1, and he doesn't feel that he has anything to prove outside of fighting Fedor. He's off to film his movie in he is filming his movie in South Africa, and he has the financial capita to not fight. I mean, he could retire, and he may. He's on contract for another 9 months with the UFC. I'm not sure how that would have worked had he fought again, because he had a 3-fight contract that lasted whatever he's been on contract for, plus the 9 months. I'm not sure if he had fought his 3rd fight, would he have been able to be free of his contract, and that might have actually been the better way to do this. Other than that, he also has some personal issues with Dana White, and this goes back to what I've been saying for quite some time, and that is Dana White is not good for the UFC. He's opening the door to the other promotions. Gary Shaw's collection of promotions, Mark Cuban's recent entrance into the MMA world. What else is there? There's K1, obviously. For the record, Mark Cuban is probably the owner of M1 and is probably going to buy Bodog. Strikeforce is in partnership with Gary Shaw, and some of these places are paying more money. And I think UFC's got to realize this. They got to pay the fighters if they want to stay as the mecca of MMA. Now, this will be a very slow process because, of course, we have the demographic of 25% being like hardcore, educated, really knowing where the sport is and the other promotions. And this is not an insult to the other 3/4 of fans. It's just a fact. The other 3/4 of the fans are guys who like to see a brawl. They like the UFC because of the name brand more than anything else, and they don't watch the other promotions, and that's their choice, and I'm not going to judge them for it. I'm just going to state that that's probably what will keep the UFC going, is that those people will continue to watch even if the fighter quality goes down, like Dana White's bullshit about we have the best fighters in the world when you lack the #1 heavyweight, you lack arguably the #1 lightweight, you lack arguably the #1 middleweight in your promotion. How can you still state that you have the best fighters in the world? You're lacking almost the entire top 10 lightweight population with the exception of Penn, Shirk, and Stevenson. You're lacking the other 9. You're not making it. You have 2 of them, arguably 2 of them. Nishida's definitely top 10. Hansen's a bit debatable. On contract, and you're refusing to pay them. Yet you gave a pay increase to Marcus Aurelio, which I know why they're doing it. They wanted a guy with pride name that can be beaten by their UFC fighters. And I know this is going back to the pride versus UFC thing, and I don't subscribe to that theory that pride fighters are better. I'm just saying. They look better. They may enter the cage and freeze up, kind of like Shogun did, although I've been saying it for a while. Shogun has not looked good, but anyways. They may come in and do nothing, but until that is true, I mean, they're top 10 until proven otherwise type thing. And the thing is, there's no one in the UFC for the UFC fighters at lightweight, anyways, to beat and get those top 10 spots. That's something I think the UFC should really be looking at. But I went off a bit on a tangent there. But to wrap this up, Randy, 9 months of no MMA fighting. He will continue to run Extreme Couture. He may do some commentary work. He may, at the end of this, decide, I'm good. I'm gonna retire, or he may, go fight Fedor. If that's in the UFC, that's in the UFC. If that's in M1, that's in M1. If that's somewhere else, that's somewhere else. I don't know if there's really much more to say on the topic other than I guess I could probably express my views on who the UFC should have for their championship. Maybe the Nogueira Congo match coming up gets elevated to an interim title match. It's the only match coming up that you can really do it. Or of course you could take the winner of that match and you could match them against the winner of Vera Sylvia maybe, or the winner of. Nah, that's kind of about it. I guess that's kind of the scenario you're looking at at the heavyweight division. I wish Randy all the best and continue to support Extreme Couture. And I encourage fans out there, if you don't like being grouped in with the 75% that only watch UFC, watch the other events. Anyways, rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.